What's up, everybody? This is Mauricio Cardinal from Roofing Marketing Pros, and today we're going to talk about the most important factor in marketing success and the marketing secret sauce. Marketing 30 years ago was a lot more simple. It was a lot less challenging getting people's attention and getting in front of the right person. You just put an ad on the Yellow Pages and watch a flood of leads just come in calling your business, wanting to learn more information. Before the internet, people looked on the Yellow Pages and other different ways to look for a local business. Now, with the internet, people have many different options choosing the right business and the right customers for their own problems or desires. So this has been a big challenge for a lot of contractors adjusting to this new landscape. I talk to roofing contractors every single day, and this is really one of the most common complaints they have. Understand that marketing online really works, but they really haven't understood what works or what doesn't work. So they really talk and hold things a lot back before what it was a lot more simple. I had a roofing contractor tell me had this exact complaint told me this today, that they just had to put an ad in the Yellow Pages and had a bunch of calls with them, and business was really good. So they didn't have much of a challenge. Today, people have less attention span than a goldfish. So a goldfish today has attention span of 8 seconds. A person has the attention span of less than 7 seconds. So imagine that. Getting someone's attention is extremely difficult with the invention of smartphones, computers, internet, all these different metrics that really keep people's attention away. And really the biggest reason behind the success or failure for roofing contractors when it comes to any type of marketing is really their mindset. What I mean by mindset is their belief in themselves and how they can actually figure this out and make it work for their own business. So it's really about having the confidence and the belief that this is going to work out. And the reason why I say this is because even when things go wrong, they really understand the strategy and the systems that will help them achieve their desired result. So it's really about understanding what works, what's really the core needs and desires of your customers, and coming up with a plan that gets you in front of your prospects and also positions your company as the expert authority. So really this is a key thing, and I'm going to talk more a little bit about what constitutes the mindset on making these types of campaigns work. One of the things you have to really understand is I always tell my clients that you have to really think like an investor. So what does that mean? An investor, when they invest in something, when they invest in a property, when they invest in any type of investment, even if they're investing in Bitcoin, something radical, they put something in, they invest some capital in order to get a respected return at a later date. So let me repeat it again. So they invest capital so they can get an expected return at a later date. So you invest something, so at a later date, you get something in return. So many contractors is really difficult to understand. They think of marketing as a cost, like an office supply or employee cost. Doesn't think like that. And marketing is an investment in your business and the long-term success of your business. So when you think about marketing, you think about what you're going to put in today, what you're going to invest in, what you're going to advertise in, and then what you're going to get in return at a later date. Again, I'll repeat again, at a later date. So it does take some time sometimes to see the results. So you have to think like this as an investor. Too many contractors are not patient enough to see the results they need and don't really have the fortitude to see things through. So when it comes to thinking an investor, one thing I want to point out is that an investor, they understand that they're going to take losses. So they understand that not every investment is going to work. They know they know the risk associated with their investment, and they understand that an investment doesn't really affect them. They know they have to try again and learn from what they did incorrectly. So you have to think like that. Overall, if you look at advertising world and the marketing world, most marketing campaigns, most advertising campaigns fail. They really fail to deliver the result they're going to be failing. But marketing, the modern advertising world has been going on since the 1950s, really, and it's a $100 billion industry. So even though they people fail all the time, it doesn't stop them from trying. Think about the iconic brands in any industry. They've been marketing for, decades, and they understand that all that capital has really invested in their branding and their reputation and gotten them entrenched in people's mind. So you have to understand this concept first. Think of like an investor and see how this can impact your business. Failures are learning experiences. Think about this quote that Thomas Edison in this famous story about inventing the light bulb. I haven't failed, I've just found 10,000 of ways that won't work. So this is a really famous story in which Edison and his scientists took at least 10,000 times to invent the light bulb. So he had a team of scientists that had to work on this invention, and it took him years to understand what it took to actually get the things through right. Now, obviously, you don't have to take years and try 1,000 times, but if you think like this, if you think it's, if you tried something and it didn't fail, it doesn't really affect what you try. I see a lot of contractors sit on the sidelines and be gun shy because they really they don't have this mindset behind them. So they think something that they tried, they failed, and they stop trying altogether. So it's not really the most healthy way to look at your business, because marketing is a long-term investment that will help you achieve the results you want in your business. It's really about execution. So Gary Vee always has this famous quote that he talks about, and one of the analogies he's used because he's really he's really trying to advocate social media and the impact it's having in the business world, and he talks to a lot of non-believers. And one of the things he always talks about is an analogy that he likes to use is the analogy of the expert versus the person versus the amateur. So a basketball to me, a person who's not a professional basketball player, or a basketball to Gary Vaynerchuk is worth $0, right? A basketball to him, it's worth zero. But a basketball to LeBron James is worth $1 billion. This is the same basketball. One is LeBron James, who's worked his entire life to become the athlete he needed to be, versus the other person who's an amateur. He doesn't understand what it takes to succeed. It's the same thing with this. It's really about executing on your behalf. So if you try a Facebook ad campaign, if you try a SEO campaign, it's not really about the channel, not really about the SEO or the website or any type of excuse you have. It's really about the execution. And it really comes down to executing and understanding what it takes to succeed. Because there's a lot of contractors that have succeeded in your space and understanding what it takes, but for some reason you didn't. It's really about the execution, and not because it's really comes down to a few things. Is it not investing enough, not being patient enough and seeing things through, or not investing enough capital, or just not being the person that's doing this for you, not being competent enough to actually deliver on the results you wanted. The whole goal of this system is to build a customer acquisition system. So imagine having a system that continually and predictably generates leads, customers, and branding for your business every single month. So that's really the whole goal of this system, is to imagine having a system that takes it to the result you wanted to take. And the only way to get this is to have the mindset that you're going to actually believe that you want to do this for your own business. So no matter what you're doing for your business, it's really important that you set a goal and then try to do whatever it takes to achieve that goal. And really the goal is about building a customer acquisition system, building a system that generates leads predictably and reliably every single month without having to rely on outside factors. That's really the goal about this system. So doing it for your own business and understanding what it takes to succeed in your own business. So conclusion, mindset is the biggest factor in success or failure in marketing campaigns. It's really, you must do whatever it takes. You have to understand you must do whatever it takes to succeed or fail, or you'll risk getting left behind. So think like an investor. Think about how you can actually invest capital and achieve the expected results at a later date. And think about how failures can be learning experiences. So if you guys have any questions, please like or share this comment or video if you like the video and the content. And if you have any questions, just click on the link below and we'll schedule a call and we could talk things through and I can help you see whatever things you guys are looking for. So thank you for taking the time. Thank you guys. Have you see you next time.